video, I'm gonna be curling my hair. My flat iron, it doesn't snap anymore. I have to buy a new one. So lately I've been wearing my hair like really big and curly. And I know right now it looks somewhat curly and it is a little big, but my hair actually doesn't. It's more on the wavy side, and it actually doesn't get as curly as I have been wearing it. So I use my flat iron to make more defined curls. So yesterday I washed and conditioned it, and then I usually leave my hair out overnight and I let it dry, like naturally air dry. So I don't use like a blow dryer or anything. I just let it dry. And this is how it looks. I don't know what my light is doing. Yeah, so this is how it looks. And to be honest, my hair doesn't even get this curly how it is now. It's like there's a little bit of curl. It usually gets wavy only naturally. But since I've been curling my hair more often, it's like it's keeping up with the curl pattern. So kind of weird. So I don't brush my hair out or anything. I just leave it because I want the fullness so it can be big. But if I brush it out, it might take away. I mean, I'm gonna curl it anyway, but I just don't brush it out completely. Just sort of. So I start with the back, and I'm sorry if you guys hear TV in the background. Honestly, right now is the only time I have to film, so I'm gonna film. Hopefully my gum chewing will override any little outside noises. So my flat iron is hot now, and usually what I do, I take a piece about this size. Sometimes I take a little bit bigger, smaller, depending, and I kind of roll it around my finger like that, and then take it out. So it's a bit harder now because my nails are longer. And then I take it, I put it in between the flat iron, and then I squeeze it. So it creates like that. See, like that little curl. And I never go all the way up. I don't want it to be too like tight of a curl. I just want it to be a little bit curled, so I don't go all the way up. I'm gonna come right back. Hold on. Okay, I just had to. It was actually a game, not the TV. So just do that. I squeeze up. And see, I got a nice little curl. So I do that throughout my whole hair. I'm not going to make I'm not gonna do too much small pieces because I don't really want to deal with that today. I just want my hair to be a little bit curly. I'm gonna go out and so I don't want to be here too long. And when I do my whole hair, this whole thing takes about 20 minutes to a half hour. Like, it seems time consuming, but it's not. I think just the annoying part is having my arms up. Keep having my arms up for extended periods of time. But otherwise, it's pretty fast and easy for me. And I don't do this every day. Actually, I'll do it when I'm going out or like the past holiday season. I usually always do the same thing to my hair, so I've been wanting to do something different. So the past holiday season that passed, I was doing this. So it's definitely not something that I do every day. I hope everyone had a good holiday season. Sometimes it burns my nails. I didn't do anything to. Okay, yeah, I got cut off. I didn't do anything crazy this holiday season, and I just spent it with family, which is, of course, you know, that's lovely. But I just feel like I want to start doing a little something different. Like, I feel like I want to start going away every New Year's Eve, because it's getting to the point where every New Year's Eve I'm like, why just leave my house, to be honest? Like, I can stay in my house and do the same thing that I would be doing if I went out to like a party or or even my family's house. So I know that sounds like, that might sound a little bad, but I think I'm just really bored of being in New York every holiday season. It's really windy outside. Being in New York every holiday season, so kind of want to change that up a little bit. So that's definitely one of my 2020 goals. Definitely to travel more, and definitely this New Year's Eve I want to be away in another country or something. So I had a decent holiday season. Like, I love spending time with my family, but I feel like it was no different from like a Friday night. You know, sometimes Friday nights we all, a lot of us will go to my mom's house, we'll hang out, we'll have some drinks. We might like karaoke or something. Which is fun. I'd rather do that than go out and like spend money and like have to do all that. It's just more comfortable being at it in someone's house. So yeah, so it's like the holidays sort of feel like regular like Friday night. It doesn't feel like more special, you know. But yeah, I will probably not record the whole time I'm doing this. I don't know. Depends. I may or may not record the whole time. I don't want this video to be too long. Hopefully I don't get cut off again. Because I had to actually, I put my memory card in. I forgot I didn't have it in this phone. Because I'll switch it out between this phone and my camera. Sometimes I record stuff on my camera and then I put the memory card in one of my phones. And then so I can edit it or, you know, upload it, whatever. And I forgot to put it in my phone. And I've been recording and doing so much stuff that I actually really needed the memory card in there. So it cut me off. And sometimes it doesn't detect the memory card like right away. So hopefully it doesn't cut me off again. Because honestly, I didn't want to have to like... I just wanted this to be one long video and not have to edit it in another app to put it all together. But yeah, I know everyone was like, a lot of people I saw had a very tough like 2019. And I honestly had a really good 2019. I would say during the middle of the year, it was a bit rocky. For about a month or two, it was a bit rocky. But for the most part, I had a really great 2019. Like, I really can't complain. As far as like anything horrible happening, you know, I know some people have to deal with death and things like that. So very grateful that I did not have to deal with anything like that. Anything that I had going on was, you know, really temporary, and a solution was found, and that was it. But my 2020 is starting off a little shaky. And I'm not mad at it. I just feel like this is just showing me the things I need to work on with myself. It's just further showing me, hey, you really should be working on these things, like, consistently. And also, I feel like certain things are just a sign, or like the go-to, like, well, not the go-to, like, sort of like a thumbs up, like, hey, yeah, you should be doing something other than what you're doing, and you're kind of wasting time. So here's the deal. On January 1st, I actually got fired. So that's how I brought in the new year. So I work from home. I have a home business, but not too long ago, oh my god, y'all. Okay, I just got a notification. My phone switched to my memory card, so I guess it won't cut off now. I don't know why I kept doing that. Okay, so he wasn't there that day, but I went no one that was there I felt comfortable enough to speak to about that situation. And by the time I got, I'm sorry for this choppy ass video, y'all. Okay, so by the time I got out, I was tired, and I decided to call, we have an employee helpline type thing. So I called them. I actually was scheduled to come in the next day. I didn't show up the next day, which is fine. Really, if you don't show up for your shift, you do get a penalty, but you won't be fired right away. You don't have to call in sick. You kind of work for yourself, but you kind of do work for the company, so you can't just not show up or show up late without penalties. So, I did not go in. I was very confused as to what to do. So I did call the employee line the next day. And I told them the situation, and they said some of the information in the email did not match what was on file. And according to them, I was still an active employee, and I was like, well, I don't know what I should do. Should I just not show up for my shift and then get further penalized, if I'm not really officially fired? Or do I just continue showing up to my shifts, even though it's weird that I received the email that I'm terminated? So, that's quite embarrassing if I go to work and swipe my employee card ID and it doesn't work, or I can't access our employee database while I'm working. And they were like, no, you're an active employee. Please continue to go to your scheduled shifts. So, I didn't have another scheduled shift for about 2 days. And I went in, I worked a little, and then when I saw the person, one of the people who were the leaders there, when I saw he was less busy, I spoke with him about it. Oh, actually, that same shift again, the shift days later after I received that email, I received another email while I was on my shift saying that I was unemployed as of that moment. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? And in the email said, because of lack of communication, we're assuming that, basically they're assuming that I'm cool with being fired because of lack of communication. I'm cool with being fired, and that the termination stands and is effective immediately. And I was like, I literally called you guys, but okay. I don't know what you want me to say. Did you want me to beg for my job? Did you, I don't really know. According to the employee hotline, records show, this is fucking up my nails, records show that I was still an active employee. So, I said, while I was on my shift, I got that email. And I was like, okay, this is freaking crazy. So I go to him and I tell him the situation. And he's like, I tell him all the penalties I received, allegedly. And he was like, that doesn't sound right. If you got all those penalties, then you should have not even been able to access anything. You shouldn't have been able to access, getting the clock in or access anything employee related to the company. And I was like, I'm kind of assuming that. It's just very strange because they're telling me to keep going to my shifts as scheduled. Also, we didn't have a set schedule. You could just pick up shifts that you want. So I was still picking up shifts. I had a whole week the next week of a good amount of shifts. And it was still allowing me to pick up shifts. I'm like, this is a little weird. So he's like, okay, well, the supervisor, I would just call her Lana. He's like, Lana will be there tomorrow, that you should speak to her. And, my supervisor, things were, in my opinion, very unorganized and very, I didn't feel comfortable with my supervisor. She just never, like, literally never seen her smile. She just always seems like shit is bothering her for you to ask her something. So the guy I spoke with, like the lead, I felt most comfortable with him. I actually felt like he should be like one of the managers there, but that's another story. So the next day I had like a double shift. Because it's a part-time job, most of the shifts are like 4 to 5 hours. I had a double shift that day, which was like 9 hours combined, not including like taking away lunch. And then I spoke with her. Oh, I did like one of my shifts. It was insanely busy, so I waited till things died down a little. And I pulled her to the side and I explained that to her as well. And she got her little laptop. I don't know what she was looking for or what she did, but she was looking on there, and then she was just like, oh yeah, you've been turned. I'm like, oh. Okay, what the fuck? Like, I don't know, it's just very weird. I also think it's very strange that she didn't realize that. I'm also going to mention, when I got the second email, while I was mid-shift, actually, I called them twice that day, the employee helpline, and they're like, yeah, you're still an active employee. I'm like, okay, so exactly how does termination work? Because you guys are telling me I'm still an employee, but I received another email. This is so strange. They're like, no, you're still an employee. Just speak with your supervisor. Maybe they can help you out. And I'm like, maybe they can help me out. Don't you guys think, like, my supervisor should have been calling me or emailing me and letting me know, like, hey, this is the situation. I was just been informed that, you know, you have this amount of penalties, so we're gonna have, you know, you're being let go. But, like, she didn't even know shit. Like, I had to pull her to the side and ask her, and then she looked. And then, to be quite honest, I don't even feel like it said I was terminated. Because just by the way she said it, she was like, oh yeah, you've been turned because, you know, you have such amount of penalties. And I was like, okay. And she's like, yeah, so this will be your last shift. I was like, thanks for clearing that up. So I actually didn't finish the day. I actually clocked out. So with this job, you can just clock out whenever you want. However, if you clock out before your scheduled time, again, you just get a penalty. And I didn't care about a penalty. I didn't care about finishing the shift, to be honest. That's a little embarrassing to know, like, you're fired, but you're still, like, just there working and finishing the day. Nah. So I left. And yeah, that's how my new year started off. Being confused about whether or not I was actually fired or still had a job. So as far as the company, it's actually a big company that I was working for. I enjoyed the job and how they kind of make it easy for people to make their own schedule and such. However, in the individual locations, things are very unprofessional. So I didn't like that. They're very unprofessional, and they need to hire better people as leaders and supervisors, because it absolutely sucks. But I still love the company. And I honestly have a lot of personal goals, and between working that job and working my business, and also just everyday things, I found myself with not much time. So I actually think it's a good thing right now. I'm basically just turning it into a positive. That's what it is. It's not like it's some company that I was working for like 20 years and then you're just like, yeah, you're fired. That would suck, but I have other things going on, so it's not that bad. But I will tell you, that day, I was pissed, just because of I don't know how they do that whole termination process is just insane. What if I didn't see that email? What if it went to spam? Or I'm not the type of person to check my email all the time. What if that? I would have went into work one day, tried to clock in, and found out I was fired. And that would have been super embarrassing. Oh, I'm almost done. I'm taking bigger pieces than I usually do. I'm trying to work a little faster. But yeah, that happened. A lot of other personal things, nothing too crazy, definitely things that will pass or just normal life things. But I feel like the first week, we're still in the first week. I would say the first few days of this year, I've just been like shit. So I am now getting to the point of being lazy. Those first couple of days. Oh, what's funny is that I would still get emails from the company, and I was still getting I still had access to all my employee websites and stuff, and I was like, what the fuck? This is so weird. But so it actually made me annoyed every time I would see an email from them. I'm like, why you guys? Why am I still in this email group, this email thing? So after the last day I worked there, I was a little lazy. I let myself be a little lazy. So I'm kind of decide where I want to take my life for it. Which direction I want to go. Because again, I have some personal things, something I've been putting off for a while that I wanted to accomplish this year, and I won't speak about it just yet. Once I am in the process, then I'll speak about it. But I'm just researching some stuff right now. Okay, so I'm back. I did some off camera. I don't know how much time I have left, but once I get to the front part, I kind of split this, and because I wear it with a little mini part in the middle, and I wear some bang to the front, I curl some to the front. I didn't do the best job today because I have nails. It's kind of hard actually. Like, it was kind of burning my nail polish. I'm kind of in a rush. I'm also taking bigger pieces than I usually would. To fix that little piece right there. So I'm gonna do some and then I'm gonna come back and do the front. I'm gonna come back when I'm almost finished, but like when I'm really, really almost finished. Okay, that's done here. I really did a rush job. I don't like how it usually comes out better than this, but so the front part, I take smaller pieces and I make sure like the back part, I don't care, like some pieces are not as defined or I could have curled better. Oops. But the front part, I like to make sure it's curled really good. Let's move this out the way. I have a gnat in here that keeps coming out when I turn my selfie light, my ring light on. Because I have plants, sometimes gnats are an issue. But I plan on getting some Venus fly traps. I've been planning that for a long time. However, I want to get it when I'm a little less busy, when I have a couple of days to devote to sort of like, I don't know, just setting it up and this didn't come out good. Basically, I can't really treat the Venus flytrap like my other plants. My other plants, I can water them and they're good to go. I maintain them. Like, I maintain them, obviously, cut off their dead leaves and things like that. But with the Venus flytrap, it takes a little bit more, like, you can leave it. You don't have to be so attentive to it. But I know sometimes when you get new plants, it has to adapt, and I just want to make sure that I'm paying attention to how it's looking. Like the first week I get it, and it doesn't use the same soil as regular plants. I think my front of my hair is doing this because I cut it recently, so it's not curling right. But yeah, so it's a carnivorous plant, so it eats bugs. So I actually want to get a few of them. I actually want to get some for every room, just because I think they're pretty cool. But I don't just want to jump into it and get it. I want to make sure that I did a little bit more research on how to care for them, and that I have all the necessary supplies for when I do get it. So I've been kind of putting it off, but I really want to get a Venus flytrap, and I also want to get a, I believe it's called a honeydew plant. I can't really see, I'm looking into my phone. A honeydew plant, because it's a carnivorous plant as well, and basically that type of plant eats bugs. So like, if you have a gnat problem, they're good to get. So I've been wanting to get some carnivorous plants, so I should get those soon. And you can also feed them bugs, but I don't know if I want to do that. So I feel like my hair actually looks bigger in real life than it does on this camera. There's a few pieces. No wonder my flat iron is off. There's like a few pieces that I have to go back in and redo. But and I recently cut some of my hair, so this is the first time I've curled it since then. And the front, I'm not quite used to. But this is how I curl my hair. I don't use any styling products. I just mess around with it, style it as I want. Sometimes I put it to the side, sometimes I'll get a clip. Most of the time I would wear it like this when I curl it, and that's it. It usually stays all night. Midnight, I might throughout the night, I might make sure it's nice and poofy and big. But it stays, no hairspray or anything like that. And then I will sleep on it, and most of the curls kind of go away. It'll look like how my hair looks in the beginning. I actually made another video on my other YouTube. It's pretty much the same thing, just a shorter version, but you could check that out if you want to. I think my hair came out a little better on my other channel than it did now. It's not quite long enough to wear like to this. If I wear it to the side, it's gonna be like that. I really want to wear it to the side though, so I can do it like this. But yeah, that's it, guys. I will see you. I have to do a few pieces over. I will see you guys in my next video.